this going. Alrighty. It's good to go. So what's up, guys? The first live stream on the news channel. Still haven't learned English yet, so we're still working on that one. But just bear with me. Let me get this all set up so we can have a good time. Got whyPete here. I don't know if you can see him, but whyPete, wave it up. Yeah. So just gonna put this on the good old Facebook page. I really need to hire somebody to do this kind of stuff because it gets annoying. So we're gonna be hanging out and looking for some legendary gear. Hopefully we get some cool loot boxes and get some really cool stuff. I've already gotten the Soldier 76 legendary skin and the Symmetra skin, so that's pretty cool. Pete and Del Nene over here are just being quiet.
Oh no, dude, I'm totally here and ready to go.
Let's do this.
Let's get some action going.
So Pete was reading up on some gaming news, so you're probably going to hear us talking about a few different things throughout the stream here. And I am drawing a blank.
A little bit of Final Fantasy, a little bit of Fallout, a little bit of Xbox One.
A little bit.
A little bit of everything. A little dabble.
Right.
So, really quick, how's everybody's day going?
I mean, my day has been pretty awesome, but that goes without saying.
I did double.
Yeah.
Life.
Nobody cares, Pete. Give us some game news, man.
All right, real quick. Let's see what we got going on real quick, because I got a bunch of stuff loaded up on my phone, pretty going. So let's talk about upcoming games that we're all looking forward to. Really
I'm down
quick.
for that.
Mm-hmm.
When does E3 start?
I know Xbox is the 12th, I believe. Either the 11th or 12th, and then the following day is PlayStation's 12th. It's the 12th? Mm-hmm. Word.
Sweet.
So, bunch of stuff to look forward to. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm really, really, really can't wait for that Scorpio 4K.
So, what's the difference between the Scorpio and the regular Xbox? So, like, I've been hearing the Scorpio stuff talk. Like, I haven't done my research, which I probably should do, but it is what it is.
Yeah, well, like in retrospect, pretty much that the console's gonna be like native 4K ready, and graphical wise, it's gonna be great. It's gonna look good, and it's gonna be able to achieve better performance than the Xbox One could have.
Yeah, that's always good.
So. In terms of power wise, I mean, kind of just going off of just utilizing RAM. The original Xbox, if I'm not mistaken, had about 5 gigs of GDDR3 RAM inside the console, and we're upgrading to 8 gigs of GDDR5, which is almost double the power.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So there's definitely going to be some graphical improvements. I know, kind of trying to compare it to the PlayStation Pro, for example. I know a lot of people have probably beaten this to death, but Destiny 2 is running 4K 30 frames per second on the PS4 Pro, and then on the Xbox One Scorpio, from what like Bungie said, it's going to run 4K 60 frames a second. So I don't know about anybody else, but if I can get 60 FPS all around the board, like fluent, I'm happy. What do you think, Ryan?
I personally agree.
I don't know, like to
me,
me,
as simple as that.
To me, like if the consoles are not like kind of putting out that 1080p 60 frames a second, then like they were kind of just like, I don't want to say doomed from the beginning, but lacking in some areas that they could have definitely improved on. That the midway gen is definitely hitting. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I'm pulling up right now just like a total in the in what's under the hood for the Scorpio right now. Give me 1 second.
So on here we're gonna start out a couple matches on playing against the AI just to practice, still get some experience points. So why not?
All right. Nope, looked up the wrong thing. All right, we'll go with the one that's on Xbox.com, I guess. All right, so number 1, the Scorpio engine. So it's running about 6 teraflops and 326 gigabytes of memory bandwidth and advanced custom silicone Scorpio. The Scorpio engine is the most powerful console gaming processor ever created.
Wow.
That's very tall order to go by, but you know, from what developers and you know guys like Phil Spencer have been saying from Xbox, this is like their baby. Like, you know what I mean? It's what the Xbox to them, you know, should have been from RIP.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. Like, why? Like, if they're planning on doing all of this, I really think they should have made the hardware upgradable. In my opinion,
make it like a sort of like a PC.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you should have been like, they should have, if they knew that they were going to be doing this stuff, which it sounds like they knew right off the start that they were going to be doing some kind of like upgrades. They should have made the consoles upgradable. I feel like it's like just an excuse to get people out there and buy another console.
I mean, like for guys like me, I'm very diehard Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
You see that, Delaney sees that too, and it's just like, you know, I'm very for, you know, whatever they want to do. Like, if I can get like as much power out of the console, like this current generation, you know, I'm gonna go for it. But yeah, I do agree with you. I think like, yo, like you should have at least had
that skin
like
though.
Oh,
sorry,
man.
I get a little excited.
Nah, that looks good. That looks good. But yeah, no, like, you know, if I could have upgraded my graphics card like early on, I would have did it. Like, you know what I mean? Because I want, like I said, I just did. All right, so I did 4K everything like recently. Like,
Yep.
you know, I got like a 4K TV. I've got the new sound system to go with it. I'm
Yep.
re-upping like the whole home theater kind of shtick, and it's just like, you know, like I'm patiently waiting for that.
So
Scorpio,
here, let me ask you this. Now, since you've gotten your 4K TV, do you honestly feel like it's worth it?
Oh yeah, immensely.
So what have you been watching like on 4K, or like what have you been using in 4K? Because in my opinion, like I feel like everything that I use personally is just not there yet for 4K for me to enjoy it. And I feel like sometimes when I have like, you know, say for example I go to my other room and there's a 4K TV in there, I feel like it just shows more flaws than it does help me with my quality of my TV. So like for example, if I'm watching something in 1080p, I feel like I see more pixels than I would normally see on my 1080p TV or something like that.
Right, so I'm going to talk about the benefits, and then I'm going to probably go into like a little bit of the cons. Kind of talking about the benefits. So I watched Iron Fist, which I believe was Ultra HD. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you know, I watched that in like what I was assuming like was 4K. It was fluid, looked good, it really like, you know, resolution-wise, there was no pixels. It felt really fluid. It was just overall really good. I'm trying to think of what else I saw. I know I saw a couple other things, like, you know, just kind of bouncing around just to get a gravity for like, you know, what was I like seeing that was in 4K and everything. But kind of going back into that flaws, like, so I played Final Fantasy 15. That's if I'm not mistaken, 720p, like 900p, whatever it was on the Xbox One, on the 4K TV. I was like, without a doubt, like I definitely saw a difference. Like, I saw an immense difference. Like I saw pixels on the screen, and it was like, to me, that was a little bit heartbreaking. However, I did see a little bit of difference in graphics when I did play Episode Gladiolus. For Final Fantasy 15, like it definitely looked a lot cleaner, like almost like it was putting out the 1080p. Which it might have been. I have no clue if they up resolution for just that separate thing. But all I know is it looked definitely better than what the core game would knock this look like.
Alright.
So, I mean, there are flaws and then there's good, but going from a 1080p to, you know, 4K TV, there was definitely a difference. And it you know, when it was good, it was good.
Yeah.
But
Can't believe I just died.
Yeah, I know.
That's wild.
Rest for the weary.
But Delaney's still going.
Yeah.
What up, Delaney? Talk to us. Let's hear
Sorry,
it.
I'm usually very quiet.
In the game.
A little bit.
So, kind of, wanting to switch a little bit topics, go away from that 4K. I do have a question for you two. I know you guys are Switch users, so how do you guys feel about the Nintendo Switch? Is it a worth buy because kind of like the fence is kind of doing it?
I mean, I personally love my Switch. Obviously, the content needs a little bit of a upgrade. You know what I mean? But I mean, I spent a lot of time playing Breath of the Wild, which I really enjoyed. It's like one of my favorite games. Like it blew me away. Like and in all honesty, it's like it's the little things with Breath of the Wild that really kind of captivate you. Like it's like, for example, like so, say if you have like a dirty rusty sword or something like that, and you throw it at one of these enemies that like sucks up, I forget what they're called, but they spit the rocks at you.
Okay.
If you throw like a rusty sword at one of them, they'll actually suck it up and then spit out a brand new like shiny sword. Like it's little tiny things. Like you can chop down a tree and like create like a a bridge across a different area. I mean, it's not very useful when it comes to certain things. Like most of my abilities, like climbing and things like that, come into play in gliding. But I really enjoy that stuff. Like I think that the hardware itself, I personally, when it comes to games, I'm not too picky when it comes to graphics, just because I've been playing since things were 8-bit. You know what I mean? Things like I used to play with floppy disks on. Yeah, exactly.
We're getting old.
Exactly. So I literally look at the console for what the games have to offer, and in all honesty, I love Nintendo content. Obviously, it's few games and far in between when they release stuff that's like something I'll play. But Super Mario Odyssey looks really cool, and I'm really excited about that.
I think like the big selling point for me, and it might be because I'm more of a fighting game kind of guy. It's like when Smash comes out for
obviously everybody's gonna be excited for a new Smash, but when it comes to like fighting games, I'm the big you know this. I like to play on a fight stick. So when it comes to the Switch, I don't know how that's gonna work. Obviously, like if I wanted to play on the go or something like that, I don't have the ability to have a fight stick unless it's wireless. Which if you're a fight stick fan, wireless is not really something that we look into, just because we want like the fastest connection. But I really don't see the Switch being a fight stick console or a fighter console in general. So I'm looking at it for I look to see like what are they gonna do with like a new Pokemon or like something like that, stuff that people are gonna be taking on the go.
A little bit more like the core, like what makes Nintendo good, like those Pokemon,
absolutely.
The Zeldas, the Marios.
Yeah, not for anything, but like I'm also excited to see if like what third-party support is gonna get behind them as well, because obviously the Wii U did terrible with third-party support. Like EA Games like made like 2 games for the console, and then they're like, hey, we're gone, see you later, we don't want anything to do with you.
They kind of just gave up on. To be honest with you, not for nothing, I really do feel Nintendo kind of just like at one point just was just like, all right, we're done. Like what was it, Project NX? Like here we go. You know what I mean? And it was kind of just like the Wii U was kind of just like the forgotten child. Like it's just like, all right, go back to your room. We know you're getting like B's, like C's, like you know what I mean. But we want your cousin Switch, to be here because he gets like the A's. Like the Switch is sold out. I can't go to pretty much anywhere and buy a console. Like I have to buy it online or something.
Yeah.
From someone like secondhand, because it's sold out everywhere and it's doing so well with the public. And you know what? Like, I went to California like a month ago. Went to San Diego, and it's just like my buddy brought his Switch with him, and I got to play a little bit of the new Zelda game, and it was fantastic. I was trying to get a paraglider from this old man in the game. And,
it's like right in the beginning.
Yeah. So
you gotta do like the 4 shrines, and then you get the paraglider.
So like I'm doing that, and he was like, yo, like you gotta get this treasure, and then I give you the paraglider and everything. And I as much as like it's beat to death, I love doing like little doing quests, like trying to get stuff, trades, and everything like that. And I had so much of a blast just playing this portable console, which I thought was at first like and nobody give me hate, please. But I thought the Switch's concept was a little bit like, you know, like, haven't we tried this before, Nintendo? Kind of
by all means, like, don't get me wrong. I personally was iffy about the Switch, literally up until the day it came out. Like, I'm not buying a Switch. I got burned by the Wii U. Like,
Yeah.
I literally am like gonna wait and see what happens. But I was at a local GameStop and they were like, "Oh, we have extras for the midnight tonight," and I'm literally like,
why not?
"Yeah." I'm like, Zelda was calling my name. I've been playing Zelda since I was like super small.
Yeah, if I told you, like, you know, I played my first Zelda game like maybe like probably like 10 years ago, would you believe me? I didn't like. I had a Super Nintendo.
10 years ago is a pretty long time.
Well, no, I mean like in terms of just like you know, I didn't play like the Ocarina of Times, the Link to the Past, like stuff like that.
Whoa, hold on. You didn't play Ocarina of Time?
No, I didn't. No, but hear me out. I didn't play it until like maybe like
until like
10,
the 3DS.
Nah, maybe like when the Wii was a big thing.
Ocarina. Oh man, wait, what was Ocarina
Well, no,
like
but-
on the
but, like,
eShop?
But no, I remember just like my dad moved to Naugatuck, Connecticut. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, I went out to go visit him one day.
War
And
isn't a game.
you know,
Are you sure life
we get into
is
this
okay?
apartment
Soldier
and we're like cleaning out the basement and everything. I remember just, you know, finding this GameCube and like there was like a slew of games. Like we had Smash Melee, we had Beautiful Joe.
Oh, Beautiful Joe is like one of my favorite.
That's a classic. We had like
So
the,
good.
We had like the Mega Man collection. What I think it was like the X collection or something. I could
Mega
be
Man
wrong.
X Collection? I
Yeah, the one where
think I
like
still have both Mega Man X Collection and the.
it was the one
regular.
where you got the cool like suits and everything. It had the cool bosses. It's been a long time, like, so I probably don't remember the name of the game. But then like I remember I get to this gem, and it's like it's the Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time and the Master Quest for the GameCube, and it was like the collector's edition and
Yes.
everything.
I
And,
still have that.
I remember just, you know, one summer I like caught the Red Ring of Death and I got rid of my PlayStation, and he was like, you know what, I'm gonna go to the store, I'm gonna give Nintendo like it's well overdue chance. And, you know, I bought the Wii, I got a bunch of games I was waiting for.
What
like
the heck?
I forgot what I was waiting for. I think I was waiting for Brawl, was it? It was Brawl, like Smash Bros. Brawl.
Yeah.
And I was waiting for that, so I was just like, you know, I'll play this GameCube game because it was backwards compatible and everything. And, you know, I fell in love with Ocarina of Time. I was definitely like one of those moments where it's just like, like, what have I been missing out on?
Yeah.
And I literally just remember just falling in love with the franchise. Like, after that, I was like, why am I not a diehard Nintendo guy? And then, you know, I played like Skyward Sword, which I didn't get to beat. So, but it was like a little bit of like a change. And I don't know if it was for me per se. I think we had this talk at a gaming store once before.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I just remember just, you know, kind of just being like, like, I didn't really like this one, so I kind of was just like, whatever with Nintendo again. And then, like, you know, I bought a 3DS around the time that, you know, they came out with the new 3DS, and, like, Majora's Mask was coming out, and so I was just like, alright, well, I'll get Ocarina of Time, play Majora's Mask, and, like, the nice redid graphics, and I got to relive some of those memories that I made with, like, you know, having it on the Wii.
Yeah.
So it was definitely an experience builder. And it was like the first time that I ever was just like, you know, like I need to like kind of, you know, play this through. Like I really enjoyed it. I think I did like every quest. Like I got I forgot the name of the sword, but it was like the great sword of that game. No, not the Master Sword. Like that, the one that you had to build from the broken pieces. It was an Ocarina of Time. Like it eludes me. But all I remember is I did the quest for that. I got all the gold spiders, which Skullatulas.
Sculptulas.
Yeah, Skulltulas. Okay, yeah. And like I remember just, you know, finding all of them, and it was like, you know, like I had some of, like, that was probably like one of the best summers that I ever had. And you know, I was getting out of high school and everything, and it was just like, you know, just got to experience like one of those, you know, those gems that I missed out on.
Absolutely.
But
What's your like up under Zelda? What would be like your next favorite Nintendo title?
Star Fox. I really enjoyed Star Fox.
Yeah, I love Star Fox.
Star Fox, Pokemon. Like, but like those are like.
Now, how do you feel about the new Pokemon games?
All right, so like my big favorites, you know, are, of course, are, you know, Pokemon Red and Blue, and probably Ruby and Sapphires are like my big ones. But then like, you know, I kind of like lost it after like they tried to do like that whole 3D thing. I don't know, like I like the whole like it was kind of like 8-bit. You're still scrolling because they brought back like those memories of playing like, you know, like older consoles, like, you know, like my Castlevanias on the Super Nintendo, or like, you know, my Marios, and it was just, you know, it was kind of refreshing. But then like, you know, when did they start doing that? They started doing that in White and no, whatever. Yeah, Diamond and Pearl. It was Diamond and Pearl. Like, you know, they started doing that whole.
I think the last Pokemon game that I played to completion was literally, I think, Silver on the Game Boy.
Ah, man, that takes me back. That was a classic.
Yeah.
You know what? I remember playing a turn-based one. It was on the GameCube as well.
Did you ever play like Conquest? It was like Pokemon Conquest, I think it was called.
No, I didn't play that.
Why in the heck am I throwing down? Like I'm over here like throwing down the health. Like I don't even need it.
It's like, what are you doing, Rax?
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, I just remember just, you know, kind of, you know, playing this turn-based one. I fell in love with it. I think it was like the same time that I was like kind of getting into the whole like Final Fantasy lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like I remember, and this is another unbelievable one. I have never played Final Fantasy 7, never in my entire life.
I mean,
but I played,
like some people will crucify you for saying something like that, but in all honesty, like, I mean, if you grew up in a different time where like the game didn't come out when you were, you know, growing up, like,
well, no,
like
it was just like, you know, I kind of was told like, yeah, I could start at any point by like my cousin, because he had given me a bunch of games for PlayStation at the time. And I remember he just gave me like, you know, Final Fantasy 8 and Final Fantasy 9. I believe were the two that I had. And then, you know, I fell in love with that franchise. I loved, like, you know, the Leons and everything. And I just remember him being like, well, like, you want me to get this game, or you want me to get you something on, you know, something a little bit different in the genre? And I remember it was either Final Fantasy 7 or I got Metal Gear Solid. And I remember just getting Metal Gear Solid and just, you know, falling in love with, like, Kojima's work. Like, I still to this day think he's, like, you know, the go-to guy in the industry when it comes to making, like, the great AAA games. You know what I mean?
Alright, so speaking of Kojima, Death Stranding.
Alright,
How do you feel?
I have one word for you, Kojima.
Yeah?
2 words.
Epic.
That's 2 words?
No, it's not. Okay, let's get rid of the 2 words thing. But like, I just want to ask you, like, what's the point? Like, you know, what are we trying to get at with this Death Stranding? Because like, you know,
I'm just wondering
if it's
gonna be if it's gonna be like spiritually connected to PT, or is it like completely different game? Are we still doing horror? I haven't read too much into it because I don't want to, like, you know, spoil anything, or like, I really like to enjoy games lately, like when I get them and I'm like surprised by them, because like but it also burns me sometimes too, because when I first heard about Prey, I was like super excited for the first announcement for when they were like, you know, Prey 2, and it was gonna be like a sci-fi thing where you're like a bounty hunter in space and things like that.
Yeah, like,
and
cool
then when
concept.
I got the game when it came out, and it's literally like Half-Life meets space simulator, space station. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like, and like I'm fighting all these damn shadow monsters. I'm like super confused. Like, it just was not the game that I thought it was gonna be.
Right.
Which, by all means, like, it's still a great game. Like, I'm still playing through it, but it hurts when you are expecting something and then, like, it is completely not what you get.
Well, like, you know, I mean, like, with Kojima right now, my big thing is just, like, I'm just leaving it for, like, you know, like, whatever you want to do, like, I'll kind of roll with it. Like, you know, I'm fully ready for, like, you know, that when I get it on, you know, the PlayStation. And, it's definitely something that I look forward to, but it's just, like, it's one of those things where it's just, like, I see trailers, and I still try to piece together, like, some things. Like, there's a lot of big names. Like, yes, Norman Reedus is, like, huge name, like, when it comes to this stuff, which is why I see a lot of people drawing, like, the whole, like, you know, this is like PT, maybe it's not. But Mads Mikkelsen, I almost messed up his name. like I want to know like what's going on, and I want to see like what's his role in this, and Del Toro, like, you know, what was good with him.
Yeah. So speaking of Guillermo,
I was gonna say Del Toro. We'll just say Del Toro.
Guillermo.
Yeah.
I know how to say it.
Yeah,
I just
right.
drew a stupid.
Oh,
I
yeah.
suffer from the dumb from time to time. But how did you feel about Evil Within?
All right, so I got
Because
Evil,
he was part of that, correct?
Yeah, I got Evil Within through my ex-girlfriend. I remember one day she was just like, "Hey, you want a new game?" And I was like, "Yeah." Are you into the horror thing? Because I kind of want to try it and everything. And I was just like, "Yeah, we definitely try this and everything." So I remember getting it, and I liked it. I definitely think Resident Evil was the better game when I got it.
Now, when you say Resident Evil, what are we talking? Resident Evil 7?
Well, like Resident Evil 7.
Okay.
Because it was either that or Evil Within. And, you know, I was kind of like...
So wait, you waited till Resident Evil 7 to play Evil Within?
Oh, dude, I have been living under a rock.
That's fine.
Well, remember, like it's a genre of video games that like I haven't done in forever because like I was so burned
I totally
out.
get it, because like even when I'm like playing survival horror stuff, like I have to be in the mood to play.
Yeah,
it,
exactly.
You know?
Well, and then not only being in the mood, but it's just like, dude, I'm so burnt out from like the last couple of Resident Evil. Like, you know what I mean? Resident Evil 4 was probably like the last good Resident Evil game I played. I'm sorry if you like Resident Evil 5, 6.
5 I wasn't crazy about, but 6 I enjoyed because like, you know,
It was
I
like
felt
it
like
was
it.
like a climax kind of
Well,
thing.
I didn't really see it like that. I just
Oh,
saw
okay.
it as like from being, you know, if I had come into Resident Evil at 6, I would have been okay because it kind of breaks down a few different things, and like you have those 3 different storylines, and it kind of makes you want to find out, you know, where this stuff came from. Like, it, in my opinion, like I found the story to be like interesting. I found the gameplay to be fun. You know, it was frustrating for me, like trying to play older Resident Evils, because I totally loved Resident Evil. Like I think Code Veronica was like one of my favorite games of like all time. And you know, finally being able to like move and shoot. I feel like some people were complaining about that just because they felt that moving and shooting was like not part of Resident Evil's like formula.
I mean, like for me, for guys like me, I enjoyed that kind of stuff. I thought it was definitely an improvement, but like again, like I'm talking from the perspective is just like I just look for a good time for like in gameplay wise versus like, you know, what would necessarily be tradition.
Mission ain't over.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like going back into one of Kojima's games, like Metal Gear Solid 5. Metal Gear Solid 5 traditionally wasn't at all like what the traditional Metal Gear was like. It was an open sandbox where I could pretty much make any decision that I want. It wasn't
See,
necessarily just like, all right, like,
I'll get crucified for this one.
okay,
I don't like Metal Gear.
okay, why?
Period. I just
Why?
don't like it. Just nothing about it appeals to me. Like I tried
Maybe-
to.
maybe-
So
well,
like I guess my problem was like I came in at Metal Gear 4.
Okay. So you
I
gotta,
never
like,
was
yeah.
really big into Metal Gear when I was younger. Like I just like stupid dumb fun. Like I was a 64 kid, and you know I played a lot of like Banjo-Kazooie, Mario 64, dumb stuff. Like literally like stupid fun stuff. So when I like jumped into something like Metal Gear, I guess I was just like, I don't want to say overwhelmed, but like, dude, I sat there for like 45 minutes for cutscenes sometimes, and I'm just like, when can I play?
Well, you know what? Like, not for nothing. Like, you did jump into like the worst one.
Yeah, and that's what people keep telling me too. Like, and then I tried to play, what was it, the prequel to Phantom Pain? Or is the
Ground
Phantom...
Zeroes?
Yeah, Ground Zeroes.
Okay.
So, like, I was trying to play that, and I was just god awful at it. So, you know, maybe I'll go back and try to like give it another shot. But
it's definitely like one of those
not
like
something
weird
I was
learning
enjoying.
curves where it's just like you
Yeah.
kind of have to.
I think it just
adjust
caught me at a bad time.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. I totally understand that. But yeah, like, you know, even just playing Ground Zeroes, like, you know, Phantom Pain gameplay wise was way more of an improvement from Ground Zeroes. Like, there were little things, like, for instance, like, I would try to like do like that whole cool dive roll, like you would just dive in and I would immediately just roll to the side, and I would try to do that in Ground Zeroes, after I played Phantom Pain, it would just be like impossible. It would be like one of the hardest things to do for some reason. Like my fingers could not do it for some odd reason.
One of the coolest features that I saw, and like it made me want to play Metal Gear, was where you could like shoot them with something and like a parachute would come up and like
the Fulton system.
Yeah, it was what
so,
the heck is
it's
this?
just like kidnapping at its finest. But
yeah, I was like, that's so cool.
Yeah. So like, if you're in the middle of battle, you know, and you scan like, you know, the person that you.
By the way, I'm gonna do one more round and then I'll let you.
No, keep going.
Take my place, man.
Nah, dude. You're probably better at Overwatch than me. I'm like.
Well, we're just literally practicing right now, so.
Yeah. We'll get into why first-person shooters and me don't flow, but kind of the Fulton system was cool because, like, you know, when I was scoping out the area and trying to see who was around, if I knocked someone out and they told me what like level of skill they were, I would just Fulton them back and then just kind of have my mother base kind of like go up in like terms of like tiers and like types of people that I had and everything, and level-wise it would get better. So. It was dope because I could just mid-battle, if I like someone, I could just shot them up if nobody was looking.
Yep.
But, you know, Phantom Pain did it better than Peace Walker, which introduced that system, where, you know, pretty much people could see that you would do that kind of stuff. And they would be like, all right, well, like, this guy is kidnapping our men. What is happening? We need to go set this on alert and everything like that. And Metal Gear Solid 5, you know, did that very, very well. That, like, you know, you took someone out, whole entire map was, like, on you.
Yeah.
And it was an extremely cool concept. But definitely a good game. And I still have this question, Kojima, and I would love an answer. What are we doing with this Death Stranding? What's happening?
Like, I didn't even see the trailer that everybody keeps talking about. Like, there's like a baby or something.
We gotta check that out after this, and then we'll show you what's going on. Because it's definitely one that like have you kind of like scratching your head. It's just like what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So all right, really quick, I do want to kind of go back into the whole Final Fantasy thing. I know I brought it up a little while ago when we were talking about like you know, the whole turn-based thing when you know, going from the Pokemon to Final Fantasy and everything like that. Final Fantasy 15. How do you feel about it? Why?
I did not play Final Fantasy 15 yet.
Okay. Why?
I just was into other stuff at the time. I haven't gone to it yet. Like, it definitely looks really cool. Okay. I watched, you know, obviously I watched Del Nene over here play some of that, but I don't know. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Okay. All right. Well, like, in terms of just like, you know, gameplay wise, and I know a lot of people just, you know, they personally would not like it. I do enjoy moving away from that whole turn-based. I do enjoy it.
So that the turn-based, when I look at a Final Fantasy game, like, I personally think that, you know, I'm that guy that was just talking about like, oh, shooting and moving isn't part of Resident Evil. Like, I'm that guy when it comes to Final Fantasy. Like, I feel like turn-based was Final Fantasy to me. But I also really like Kingdom Hearts. So like, when it comes to that, like, if you like, is the combat comparable to Kingdom Hearts?
Yes and no.
Yes
all right, so like,
explain your yes and explain your no.
All right, so as you know, Tetsuya Nomura, Final Fantasy Versus 13, which later on became Final Fantasy 15. Spoiler alert. You know, was his love child. That was like his baby, and that game was in development.
Is that how we met?
Oh, you guys met him? Oh,
yep.
Sweet.
We actually got to go.
I met Hajime Tabata, the dude who made Final Fantasy 15 what it is now.
Yeah, we were in Las Vegas at an expo, and we actually got to go to a private screening of Final Fantasy 15, where they literally told us a lot of really cool stuff, and we got to like, I got a picture with him. It's really cool.
Hello.
So
it was awesome because like, when I looked at him and talked to him, you could blatantly tell he had no clue what I was saying. And
like, it's the whole like, I don't speak English. It's hitting me right now.
He was like, oh yeah, that's it. I'm like, dude, I don't care. Like, I got a picture. This is awesome.
This is all I wanted.
Yeah.
But kind of going back into it, just like, it was this Love Child. That game was in development hell. Like, it was in development, I kid you not, for 10 years.
Yeah.
For 10 years. And then, like, I think, like, that game was announced in 2007 when the PS3 was announced. And it was supposed to be, like, this darker Final Fantasy that played like Kingdom Hearts, and it drew a lot of, like, people in that, for one, was diehard Final Fantasy people who, love this whole new darker approach, and like the kids like me who were just like, alright, so like I want a Final Fantasy that plays like Kingdom Hearts, it was bringing in that kind of crowd.
Yeah.
So I think Square Enix took a hint to that, and that's why they kept it on that it was like, even after it. But like the concept was dope, it looked good, I loved the fact that it was dark, I loved the way Noctis and Stella were designed, like, you know what I mean, the whole gang, just whole 9 yards. I think the only thing that improved probably, like, later on character design wise was probably like the King Regis. But yeah, like Versus 13 looked like this impressive game, and I remember just like, not hearing about it for like 2 years.
Yeah.
And then, randomly, like when, E3 2013 comes out, first thing I see from Square Enix is like, oh, Final Fantasy Versus 13 is now Final Fantasy 15, which was dope. You know what I mean? And I was stoked, but I already knew, like, alright, so like this entire game is just new. Like, you know what I mean? I saw new characters in trailers.
Oh, I totally screwed myself over on that one.
Saw new characters in the trailer and everything like that. I saw gameplay for, it just looked like it was under like a whole like chain. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, even the way Noctis looked, it was like dress-wise, it was different. And, you kind of go into that, and it's just like, all right, well, like, I still look forward to it. I just want to see what's different and everything. And it consistently changed after that, like significantly. I think I played the episode Duskade from the Type 0 bundle that you got. And I played that, and I remember it just, like, gameplay-wise, it was different from what I've seen. It was just like little things like that were irking me, and I know they ultimately changed it to the better in the end. I absolutely loved Final Fantasy. But it was the little things that I would complain about. Like, gameplay was just a little bit weirder. Like, one button did everything. I was just like, all right, like, I'm not really a fan of this. So they ultimately changed the combat system, so like a 4-weapon base, like you could change it. You have great swords. I had like a regular sword, daggers. You could use spears. Different things. And then there was like the Ring of Doom, what I call the Ring of Lucii. Where you could literally obliterate anything. But yeah, just like, I like that. I loved it. I thought it was a good game. I'm probably gonna get a little bit of hate for that, and then a lot of love because there's those die-hard Final Fantasy guys that are like, this is not Final Fantasy. Get this away from me. Like, you know what I mean?
See, I really haven't heard any much like feedback in terms of like negativity. Like, maybe I was just around different people, but I mean, from what I heard, like, I didn't see, like, dude, my like social media stuff was like swamped with those damn selfies that everybody was doing. Like, I couldn't go anywhere without a damn selfie about Final Fantasy 7. I mean, not Final Fantasy. Well, I'm over here talking about stupid crap. Final Fantasy 15. Sorry, like 7 was like the one that like I started on. You know what I mean? Like, I remember being in an arcade, like reading an article about the game coming out, and then on Christmas that year I ended up getting it from my grandmother, and I was like, whoa.
Mind blown. Alright, so I got a question for you. Final Fantasy 7 remake. How do you feel about it? Why?
I personally think that it's awesome if it's done correctly. The episodic stuff, I don't know how I feel about that, but I also understand because, like, how can you capture a game that was so iconic, like 7 to so many people well, not even the episodes, I'm talking about in one disc. I mean, like one game. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, that game was like a lot of story, in my opinion, but it seems like they want to add a little bit more to it, which I'm okay with. Because, I mean, if you give me a little bit more backstory and different things here and there, like, I'm totally for it. But, breaking it up into different episodes, some people might take it as, you know, excuse to squeeze as much money out of someone as possible, but
well, like, I mean, like, you know what my big thing is like, you know, kind of going back into that Tetsuya Nomura thing is just like, well, let's look at Kingdom Hearts 3.
yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 3 is
Which I'm
another
irritated
one.
about.
Huh?
I'm irritated that Kingdom Hearts is
It's taking this long. I'm happy that it's coming out. I'm excited. I'm ecstatic. Like, you know what I mean? I've waited so long for it, but it's that last point. I've waited so long for it. Like, whoa.
Wow, that's thunder. If anybody can hear that, whoa.
It is pouring out here. But yeah, like, you know, just kind of going back to it, it's just like, you know, we've waited as fans for so long for it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just the big, well, why? Like, you know what I mean? Was it just Final Fantasy versus 13, or was it just like Square Enix just wasn't doing the funding for it? Was just no demand from like the, you know, from them? Because like, I know the fans wise, like, it's there, and someone's probably gonna correct me, but yeah, just like in terms of just all that, like, I still want to just know why. Like, you know, Tetsuya Nomura, if you are listening, why?
Select your hero.
Yeah, I doubt that he's listening, but yeah. Why? Why?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's just like, I just want to kind of come to a conclusion. If I'm not mistaken, though, like, what are we at? We're at like 11 games for Kingdom Hearts, and I still have not gotten a third direct sequel.
Yeah. I mean, I personally really liked the one that was on the PSP. It was Birth by Sleep.
Yeah.
I really liked that one.
Wasn't that like one of the last games to come out on the PSP as well?
I don't know.
I think it was. Yeah, that's insane.
What's crappy is that like the PSP, I don't know. I think I played maybe like a total
I want to know what Lumerica's
of 7 games on that thing.
I played a game on the PSP. I think it was called Forbidden Kingdom. I don't remember if it was that exactly. But
One of my favorites was Infected, where you
Okay.
like it was like a zombie outbreak, had like Slipknot music and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm not a big fan of Slipknot, but like the music just fit the game.
You know, it's funny that you bring up Slipknot, because that just made me think. They're like the one band that like I'm just like, all right, like I like would love to see them live, because I'm sure their energy is just there.
Yeah, I mean,
You
like
know,
now that I'm older and like,
you kind of like appreciate a little bit more like in music.
well,
terms.
after like listening to like different stuff, like I probably was just hearing like bad songs or whatever, but
Yeah.
like I
you
like
hear
a lot
stuff
of
like
their stuff. You know what I mean?
psychosocial duality, like, you know, Before I Forget, and it's like, all right, so like these are what the
See,
hits.
I don't really like psychosocial.
Oh, you don't? To each his own. I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna.
I like the, you know, the older stuff as I don't know. I think it just grew on me.
Mhm.
I can't remember any of the song names though, or else I'd tell you the ones that I, you know, really enjoyed.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I mean, like, off the top of my head, yeah, I probably.
I think Vermilion was one.
Oh, Vermilion was good. Okay, yeah.
Like, I feel like they had like a almost like hip hoppy influence on like some of their older stuff that kind of like.
Threw it off for you?
No, I liked it.
Oh, okay. So
I think that it just went away later on in their music, in my opinion. Like, I feel like it just kind of went away. Like it just turned more.
The thing that you liked was just gone. Like, you
Yeah,
just didn't feel
like
it.
in their later music, it didn't feel the same to me.
Okay. I can see that. No, like I definitely respect that. I mean, just like, I think the first time I probably heard like a Slipknot song is like, you know, I had like this middle school crush, and I literally remember.
Oh,
her
those
just-
middle school crushes.
Yeah, I remember her just like kind of just listening to music, and I was just like, hey, like, what are you listening to? Just to, like, to make conversation and everything.
Yeah.
And I just remember her taking off her headphones.
I'm listening to the
No,
Dark Soul.
not even like that. Like, it's just like she takes off her headphones and kind of just puts them over my ears, and I think I was listening to.
Was she like
Duality.
wearing like Jinko jeans and like crying mascara? And,
Nah. It was crazy. Like, you know, if you saw this girl, you definitely would have thought like, oh, like she's definitely preppy or something. But I think
Yeah.
she just got like, you know, good grades and was like with the smarter kids. But like, it deep down, like, you were just like one of those punk rock chips. Like, yeah, let's say pop punk. Like, you know what I mean?
funny.
Like, but nah, I just remember her putting headphones over my head, and I was just like, oh my god, like this is this is what metal music sounds like. Like I'm gonna, I think I might just go home and download like a
Is that the genre that Slipknot is classified as?
Yeah, they would.
Metal?
If I'm not mistaken, they classify it under metal as well. Someone correct. But
I don't think it really matters.
yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, that's like what most people are gonna be like. Oh, everything that's like rock is like metal, death metal, like, you know what I mean? Which is like a big misconception. Like, there's genres, there's differences. Like, I can listen to the blues and someone would still come up to me and just be like, oh, why do you listen to that junk? Like, you know what I mean?
I listen to what I want to when I want to. I really don't care what other people think.
Story of my life.
Like, I'll listen to Beethoven if I feel like it. Like, I really don't care.
Yeah, but that's the point. It's like,
Speaking of which, you ever seen the movie The Clockwork Orange?
oh my god, that takes me back.
Dude, like when I was in high school, that was like a staple of like punk everything.
You know, this movie was awesome when I was a kid.
What in the heck is going on?
I forgot the name of it. They just announced that they were remaking it.
What?
He died on set. What movie was that?
Brandon Lee?
Yeah.
Oh wow, dude, yeah, The Crow, bro.
Yeah. I'm tweaking. I was gonna say
That movie.
The Raven, but I
That
was
movie
like,
was so awesome.
like,
Like the aesthetic of that movie, like how dark they made it, and how like, dude, it was just like.
it was one of a kind. Of the time, it was a one of a kind.
That, oh man, I love that movie. That took me back.
Oh shit.
I used to hang out with my buddy Wiley back in the day.
Just thinking like 10, 15 years ago.
Watch The Crow.
But no, I mean like, you know, like stuff like that, like, you know, like kind of that's, oh man, that's, like now I'm like reminiscing down like memory lane.
Yeah, watch The Crow, then hop off of The Crow, and then right into WCW versus NWO on the 64.
Like all you need to know, Sting.
Yep, Sting.
He was, if I'm not mistaken, he was influenced by that.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, the makeup was like almost spot on, so I could see that.
But news article just came out. All right. So,
Have you done any VR? Speaking of Fallout is supposed to be coming to VR, correct? Now, is it gonna be? Now, are they planning on doing it on PSVR or is it just the PC?
As far as I know, it's just supposed to be on PC and potentially Xbox. It's not going to be on PlayStation.
It's boring out there.
That thunder is pretty crazy. So, if you guys see a random cutout on the stream here, it's because we've been struck by the lightning.
Pray for us.
Now arriving at Yijang Tower.
Oh man. All right, so like, no beef. I don't like Fallout.
Prepare to
I can understand that because
All right,
Fallout can be
I
overwhelming to some people. Like
I definitely thought I
when
was gonna
I
get
first
the whole
played
like, get
Fallout,
out.
it's literally like it's an acquired taste in my opinion. Like I think that Fallout is a great game.
Okay.
I can totally understand why some people wouldn't like it. You gotta be into that. You gotta be into that like scene where it's like, you know, the apocalypse and blah 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 and grinding for things. Like, you know, I think that the reason why Skyrim was so
I don't like Skyrim
popular-
either.
Really?
Yeah. But I don't like the medieval thing. I think we went through that when I said like I'm a
Yeah.
Star Wars guy.
I can totally understand that because like everybody keeps trying to get me to play For Honor, and it's just something about
the setting.
the set. It just doesn't sit well with me. You know what I mean? Like I like stupid cartoony stuff like this. Like I can play Overwatch all day.
Yeah, well,
but-
like I mean, like my big thing is it's just like I'm that guy. Like, you know what I mean? I've always been fascinated about being in space and everything. I think anybody that likes Star Wars is just like, you know, right up their alley. That's why I like stuff like Mass Effect. I just like Lord of the Rings, Skyrim, Oblivion's, like, you know what I mean? Anything Elder Scrolls, anything like, you know, that involves like medieval scene, Dungeons and Dragons. I don't like Witcher either.
Yeah,
I think
my
it's a
thing with The
I think it's a
Witcher-
fantastic game though, but it's not for me.
The controls on The Witcher kind of like turn me off. Like I'm like, why am I having to switch my sword to like? It just kind of like confused me at first, and I think that the confusion irritated me so much that I didn't want to learn how to play it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, there's people out there like die-hard Witcher people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, which is totally understandable.
But I also like I had Dragon, which I felt like Witcher was like so close to what Dragon Age was, in my opinion.
From what I've been told, it's like Witcher is what Dragon Age should have been. Like conversational wise, development wise, combat wise. I remember I had a job, and like I remember I had a boss that was like a diehard Witcher guy, and he literally was just like, "Well, like, have you played The Witcher?" And I was like, "No, I don't think I'm gonna do it." And it was like, I was like wrong, like, you know what I mean, like kind of one of those things where it's just like you're looked at as just like a funny way. It's like, why wouldn't you play like one of the best games that is out? It's just like, well, it's not for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I remember he asked me what I was playing at the time, and I kid you not, I was probably playing Mass Effect, the trilogy.
Oh, you and Mass Effect.
Oh, dude, I am a diehard Mass Effect guy.
Well, I would hope so with your N7 tattoo you got there.
Right here on the elbow. But yeah, no, like I just remember just I was when I started playing Mass Effect, I started from like the second one. I didn't play the first one. That's something I got into around the same time as Gears of War. I believe it was Gears of War 2 was a thing.
Yeah.
And I just remember just playing it and just falling in love with that franchise. And I was just like wow, like what have I been missing? Like, you know what I mean? Because it was everything that I wanted to do. It was like space. It was a shooter.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It had dialogue. The characters I bonded with like immediately. Like the missions were dope. The story was dope. Like what video game do you know starts off with you dying? It's not spoiler. It's a demo. You play it in a demo. But what video game do you know starts off and you die? And then
You die?
You die. The first Normandy is struck down, and you're brought back to life to like take revenge on like people who killed you.
Doom. The first scene
I knew you would say that.
You open your eyes and you're on a hospital bed or something like that, and you literally get handed a gun or something, and you just go.
Well, it's like the same exact concept with Mass Effect. You wake up, you like the whatever ship that you're on is being like taken over. Or, like,
Red Dead
there's a
Redemption,
traitor.
Undead Nightmare.
God, man, wow, that
Boom.
takes me back too.
That was one of my favorite games, man.
You know which game did it, and I don't know if you played it or not, but it did it kind of good too for the genre. Saints Row 2 did it. Like you
Really?
you wake up after because they end the
That's
same.
right.
Yeah,
you
you
were
wake-
in the hospital,
Yeah,
and then
you
you like
wake
create
up,
your character or whatever.
Recreate your character, and then like you have a voice. That was
Yeah.
cool. You wake up, you make your character, and then like you're told like, oh, like we have to escape this prison so we can start up the Saints again.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, cool. Word. They did it well too.
I loved the Saints Row series up until 3. Like once
I think that
4
everybody
hit,
liked it.
I played the.
You lost me
what
when it was a parody. Like, you know what I mean? Versus like it's its
I
own
liked
thing.
the parody aspect of it. I thought it was funny, but like when it came to 4, I think they like it went.
Took it to the extreme.
No, it just turned into like an Army of Two style game. Like in my opinion, like it didn't feel like a Saints Row game anymore.
It just felt like it was just an open sandbox that you could do.
It was just
anything.
I don't know. It just didn't have the appeal as the other games. Maybe I was just like sick of it by then. But like I even played the what was it, Get Out of Hell.
Okay.
Like I thought that was fun. I thought it was stupid, but it was. But like I said, I like stupid fun games. Like,
Yeah, but I think that's like everybody.
not everybody likes stupid fun games.
Really?
Oh, some people are very like hardcore into like their MOBAs and their the competition stuff.
But I feel that I've always been like guy. My personal, if I have a choice, I think I go with like a story-based game over anything. Like I mean, I go way back. I think like the first game that I probably like really got into that had like voice actors that were terrible for one. But it was Castlevania. I just remember playing Castlevania and I got to like the scene. I believe it was Dracula. the character you're playing, 'cause I forgot his name. I'm sorry, I forgot his name. The character you're playing literally just goes, "Die, monster! You don't belong here."
Oh yeah, I remember that. You don't belong in this world.
Yeah, like, and I just remember, wow, this is like badass. And I played it like recently, like maybe like 3 years ago. That's recently to me. Like 3 years ago, I played it again, and I was just like literally was just like, wow, this is awful. This is fucking terrible. Yeah. But I think I'm just like accustomed to like, you know, the whole like cutscenes and voice acting have just gotten extremely bad. Like,
yeah,
like tenfold.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Dude, there's so many games that I've gone back to, and I'm like, man, this game used to be my favorite game. I'm gonna go play that again, and then I play it again. And I'm like, oh, this is hard to look at. This is hard to even play.
I'm trying to think of what games that was like that for me. Like, you know, like growing up.
I sit there and think, I'm like, how the hell did I play these damn games?
You know, growing up, I remember my first couple of games. Like, you know, I had Metal Gear Solid. I had whatever Resident Evil was out at the time. I had Final Fantasy VIII, and I literally remember having like Crash Bandicoot. And I remember Crash Bandicoot being like the absolute shit. It was like one of the funnest games to play because anybody can come over. If I died, it'd be like, Rax, like, here's the controller.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And it'd just be like, yeah, we would just do that on a consistent level, and it's just like everybody had a chance to play, and it'd just be fun. Like, you know what I mean? It was the Mario Party of like PlayStation.
Yep.
So, but like you know what I mean? And then I went into like the PS2, and then I had my like, you know, my Jack and Daxters, my Ratchet and Clanks, which progressively, like, not only voice acting got better, cutscenes got better, the graphics were getting better.
I got one earlier.
Let's open these loot boxes and see if we got anything good.
I opened mine already. It was garbage. It was sprays. Because that's all I ever get. No skins yet.
Traveling to route.
Rax,
I've tried to get out of the game and check my loot box. It just doesn't want to let me out.
What I see at least
Yeah. I think that's why I haven't like left yet.
yeah, like I don't.
It's like,
mind.
oh man, we're getting into some games pretty quickly.
We're getting a lot, so it's not too bad.
Everybody wants to play tonight.
I guess. I think it's because it's a good time. Usually we play a little later.
All right.
Yeah.
I got a question for both of you right now. All right. I know you like DC. I know we haven't had this conversation yet. All right, favorite DC heroes / villains. Why?
I mean, I think we all know that my favorite hero, which kinda is a villain,
Anti-hero, kind of.
yeah, like,
You can keep up with me.
is Red Hood.
All right.
I'm pretty big into Red Hood as well, but I'm also like a very huge fan of the female characters in DC. So like, you know, typical Harley Quinn, but I also really love Batgirl, and I really like Starfire and Raven as well.
You know what's the crazy thing? I just found out Starfire's name was not Starfire. It was like Corey. Like
You know,
Corey.
it took a really long time to find that out as well because I knew Starfire from the Teen Titans TV series where they never said her name that I know of.
You know what?
But in the
Everybody.
comics, I learned that her name was Coriander.
Reyes should have cleaned up the Deadlock gang a long time
I did not know Beast Boy's
Isn't that a
name was
color?
Garfield Logan.
Yeah.
His name
I
is
know.
Garfield Logan. That's a badass name. That just sounds
I love
cool.
Beast Boy. I mean, I love everyone.
Yeah,
that was
Beast
in
Boy
the
is
Teen
easily
Titans,
one of my
honestly,
favorites,
like,
too.
the OG Teen Titans.
But like, you know, like for me, like
I like Cobra too, obviously.
well, kind of just throwing out my favorite hero. I'm gonna throw this out there, and I'm gonna go into like why I like, you know, like what they're doing with DC now is like my favorite hero is Nightwing. I'm a Nightwing guy, like, you know what I mean. I grew up with like Dick Grayson kind of being the Robin, and you know, I've watched him take on the mantle of Nightwing. I've also seen him, you know, in some comics like take on the mantle of Batman. So for me, I like always gravitated to that whole like, all right, well, like you grew up, you were a hero, you were a sidekick, and you did your own thing in Bloodhaven, and I respect that. I like that a lot. And then you would show up, and like,
That was stupid.
you would see like him and Batman team up in some comics, and or like whether it was comics, video games, or anything like that. It was just always just like a pleasure. And I don't know about you guys, but I love like the Batman animated series. So I remember just seeing like Nightwing, and I was just like, oh my god, Dick.
Oh my god, some dick!
Yeah, pretty much. But no, it's like stuff like that. It's like cool. But I really like what DC's doing right now with like the whole like expanding on everybody's stories. I see a lot of superheroes that I've never seen before. Like Blue Beetle's like I don't know, like, can someone tell me if he's like really like a new hero? Old
No,
hero?
so Blue Beetle came out a long time ago, but he's been reimagined a couple different times. So like when he first came out, I forget what his backstory was, but he then went into like this like Egyptian backstory where like a scarab, you know, had something to do with it. But now they literally have just kind of taken it to a completely different thing.
I think
Now.
it's cool.
So like I haven't followed Blue Beetle too heavily, but his popularity, I would say, has only recently become like, you know, a thing in my opinion. Like I haven't seen too much about Blue Beetle up until recently.
I'm not a young
Right.
man.
Like, you know, I watched that new Teen Titans movie, and I got a little bit of it. And like I said, it's just like, you know, whether it was the Teen Titans or Young Justice or anything like that, like, I'm just, for everybody to know, I'm just getting into, like, the whole DC scene. Like, I've always watched it. Like I said, I've watched, like, the Batman animated series, the Teen Titans, and everything like that. But I'm really getting in depth with my comics and my heroes and, like, their backstories and everything. Like, last year, I did, the whole come up for Oliver Queen, who is the Green Arrow.
Yeah.
The year before that, I did Nightwing. I did Batman for a while. I did a lot of Joker stuff. Like, especially, I don't know about anybody else, but my mind was blown when I found out Mark Hamill was the Joker.
You didn't
too.
know?
No. I knew, like, early on, because, like, I saw, like, a documentary of, like, how he became the Joker or whatever for the animated series. And like how he was like sitting inside a car like after he did it, or right before he did an audition, he was like just doing the laugh, like, just practicing. And I literally was just like, holy shit, like that's
Mark
Luke
Hamill's
Skywalker.
easily one of my favorite like
People.
Joker. Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. Just in general, he's just awesome.
I'm not even gonna like start to begin with like him being the Joker.
Let's start with him
Luke
being
Skywalker.
Cockknocker in Jay and Silent Bob. Like when he did that, oh dude, I thought that was the funniest thing ever.
I've got you.
Oh man. But like you know what I mean? It's crazy. Like
It's like why do they call you Cockknocker?
Well, first and foremost,
funny you should ask.
Can we talk about how he did like a Luke Skywalker, like, you know, like mannerisms, but like it had a Joker voice.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. Kevin Smith is a genius when he came up with that kid.
Wow. I just got wrecked. Yeah.
Oh, annihilated.
Oh, I was. Oh no! I got like resurrected. Wasn't even paying
But
attention.
yeah, no, I mean, all right. So like we went over like kind of like the heroes. Like, let's talk villains.
Villains,
Everybody has like a
in
favorite
my
villain.
opinion, like I liked Black Mask. Like I know that like he, you know, some people will be like, "What the hell did you like Black Mask for?" But like, I thought the whole like mob boss kind of thing was like cool. He like, it seemed real. You know what I mean? Like his backstory where he was like, oh, you know, he killed his parents and made, you know, his mask out of the coffin. Like I thought that was pretty sick and twisted. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was dope. All right, so I'm like I said, I'm just getting into like all these like, you know, this whole genre and everything. Like, I'm a Deathstroke guy right now.
Yeah, Deathstroke's awesome.
Yeah, like Slade Wilson has to be like one of the best villains ever. Like if I met him, I would be like, you know what, sir, you win.
Yeah, well, you know, his story is, in my opinion, you know, relatable to some people who have been, I don't know what the words I'm looking for here, like,
Hey, player of the game. Hey. I just noticed that. Like, when you look at the screen, you see your friend like win. It's like, yeah, that's my friend. That's my friend.
Thanks for cutting me off, Pete. That was fantastic. That was great.
Alright? I don't get to play the
It
game
was super
often.
good.
I'm sorry. Like you were saying,
It's all good. So like someone who's been like, you know, overlooked for a position, like say for example they busted their ass to like get a certain position or something like that.
Right.
And then they just get overlooked because some family member or something comes in, like the whole thing where Damien you know, takes his place with the League of Assassins and things like that, like and then he just kind of goes off and starts trying to kill him. Like even when he said in the new Teen Titan movie, or was it? I think it was in the new Teen Titan movie. He was like, "You took my family, so now I'm gonna take yours."
He did say it in the
Yeah.
Drew's contract.
Yeah. So
So,
Prepare to attack.
Ooh.
Oh, Scarecrow
I like
is
the
the shit.
psychological villains, so you know the
ones that mess with your
head.
mind?
So
Yeah.
like, obviously, I love Joker for the same reason, but I feel like there's just something about Scarecrow and the way he fucks with you that's just like so intense, you know?
Yeah, all right.
Like, it's unfortunate that he doesn't get as much like screen time or anything because he's such a dark villain that like he's not kid friendly.
But you know what's the crazy thing? I want to challenge that. Like, of recent years, I've seen a lot more Scarecrow.
I mean, there has been because I feel like I've seen him in the games more than anything.
Well, not even just the games. Like,
like I haven't even seen him in the comics recently, and I.
But see, I don't like the Scarecrow that is in Batman Begins. Like
I was
the movie,
just
the
about to
like
say
the
that.
real like that whole like
Yeah,
wearing
that
a
was
suit with a
garbage.
sack on his head. Like I'm like,
I mean, I have the unpopular opinion that those 3 films are garbage anyway.
What?
So I hate those films.
Insanity.
They were so boring to me. There was not a single thing about those films that was interesting.
Insane.
You think that was controversial? I'm gonna go on record and say this.
Attack commences
I
in
enjoyed
30
bat nipples.
seconds.
I did too.
I think
Batman and Robin. Was
Oh.
I feel like those are classics. Those are classic films.
You don't know what I meant by bat nipples, man? His suit had nipples.
No, I'm just messing with
Literally
you.
had nipples.
We're gonna do great.
That's like the funniest thing.
George Clooney.
Dude. Super funny.
Nah.
5, 4,
Do you want to chill?
1.
Chill.
Yeah, all I ever think of is like Schwarzenegger, just like,
Escort
Chill out.
whoa, this party is on ice. like so much shtick, too much shtick. You know what I mean? I gotta know like how much money they probably offered him to just do that for the entire movie.
What?
I'm like just
Being stupid?
just being like, too much shtick, man.
What's too much shtick?
I don't know. It sounds like the right thing to say.
It's too much shtick, man.
Yeah,
I
too
feel like
much
you're like
shtick.
talking about deodorant, like shtick. Isn't that a deodorant?
Yeah, say that like do too much shtick, but with like a Christopher Walken accent.
I can't do Christopher Walken.
Can't do Christopher Walken.
I'm not.
Oh, Rax, it's crazy. Christopher Walken, you know, Overwatch. It's crazy.
Speaking of Overwatch, I think after this match, I'll take a break from the Overwatch.
A little injustice.
I don't know. Just want to check out my loot boxes and stuff.
See what we got. See if we got some legendary gears.
Yeah.
Some gears. All right, so real quick, just wanted to ask, what's the next thing that we're looking for? Like game wise, like what?
I mean, personally, I want to check out Friday the 13th when it comes out. Like,
I do too.
am interested to see what it's gonna, offer. You know, I've been really big into like the indie stuff lately, and I think that it's cool that that was crowdfunded, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I think that's awesome.
I just wanna
Obviously,
play
I
as
have the
all the
fear in the back of my
different
mind where it's gonna, we're gonna relive an NES version of Friday the 13th where it's just gonna be awful.
No, it looks good. I saw gameplay, but you know what my thing is? It's like it's someone please tell me like, yo, Space Jason, is that a thing?
Space Jason. You're talking about Jason X?
Yes.
Ugh. Wait, people don't talk about that.
So it's not a thing.
That's not a thing that we discuss.
It's like the forgotten child.
It's like, yeah,
Damn it.
we're not gonna go there.
All right.
Space Jason.
All right. So speaking of, going back into older movie talk,
Ugh, sleeping.
how would you feel if they remade The Matrix, but Keanu Reeves is still Neo?
All right. So you're gonna.
Throw you a
You're
handicap.
not gonna like this answer.
Okay, let's hear it.
I don't give a shit about the Matrix.
Oh no!
I
Why?
do not get.
Why?
I don't know, man. Like I just did. Like it just never stuck with me. Like I just didn't get into it. It just didn't appeal to me. I just wasn't into it.
I just don't understand why. It's like one of like the greatest gems of like sci-fi movies. Like so many things are based off of it. Ghost in the Shell, number one. Or was it? No. Matrix. Matrix was based off of Ghost in the Shell. Excuse me. I'm
say.
sorry. I'm gonna go headbutt a wall real quick.
Yeah.
But, no. Oh man. I need to take a
Oh,
second.
this looks like the motorcycle from like Judge Dredd.
Oh man. The law. I am the law.
I love that movie.
Stallone or the new one? Who plays in the new one?
Stallone. Like, I don't get that new one was weird. Like the whole like slow drug or whatever. I didn't like.
I thought that concept was cool. I thought it was like it was stupid because of the 3D thing, but it was pretty gotcha.
I guess I just didn't enjoy it as much as I liked the
original one with Rob Schneider.
Like I felt like the original one was a little bit more true to like the comic books.
Oh yeah, but that was it.
But I don't know. Like I still have I've got the comic where like Judge Dredd versus Mars Attacks. Like I think that stuff is like, but I like the
Like
stupid
the bee's
fun.
knees.
It's all the stupid fun.
I had like a huge question. Ah, yes. Ryan, are we upgrading to the PS4 Pro? Are we doing this?
I am not gonna upgrade to the PS4 Pro until I see a good reason. Like I said, like the 4K stuff to me is just not. I don't know. And like in my opinion, I just don't think that upgrading is worth it to me right now. Because I don't see
Purpose? Okay. I can respect that.
obviously you can see this game is running totally fine. This is what I play. I don't know, man.
No beef. But,
I guess like if I see a purpose, I'll obviously have to, but I don't see a purpose right now.
yeah.
But with that being said, I'm gonna take off. So whoever coming, was hanging out, thank you guys. We'll definitely have some more live streams coming up soon.
Now,
If you haven't checked out whyPete's YouTube channel, definitely go do that.
Yes.
And
prepare your
we'll
defense.
see you guys.